to another Sanctuary Sunday. Yes, the day where I try to cover something other than war games. But what I'm not doing different is I'm having some coffee. So this is also a coffee with Kilroy. Yes. Let me have a sip there. And what do I call this? Oh, yeah. Beverage in a book. My beverage, coffee, my book today, For Against the Titans. Now, For Against the Titans is an offshoot of For Against Darkness, which I've covered a lot of that, and I'll put a link to that in the description. I actually have a whole playlist on For Against. It's called For Against, but it covers not only For Against Darkness, which has a host of supplements, but it also covers like these offshoots. Like there is one on, there's a Night of Destiny. There is For Against the Old Ones, which is Cthulhu. There is For Against Fear, which I haven't covered. I think there's For Against Mars, which I haven't covered. They've get into some mythological type ones like Ragnarok, and this one is the Greeks. So For Against Titans, yes, I spoiled it. This is taking For Against Titans, takes For Against Darkness, that whole mechanism of solitaire, pen and pencil, role-playing-ish type game in a book format, and is taking it to Greek mythology. So let's take a look at the back here. Let me have a sip and move this out of the way so you can see closer. So Olympos has fallen. For Against Titans is a pen and paper adventure game designed for solitaire or RPG-lite cooperative game set in ancient Greece, in a time of myths and legends. Players choose heroes from different character types to compete coffee break. If you make this a drinking game every time I make a mistake, you might not be able to finish the video. To complete mighty quests and battle creatures such as centaurs, harpies, and maenads. Oh, I'm having a hard time reading today. All in an attempt to defeat the Titans and forestall the destruction of Greece. Based on the highly acclaimed For Against Darkness series of dungeon delving adventures by Andrea Sfiligoi. Apologize for butchering that. This is a standalone game. You don't require any other books. All you need is a pencil, 2 dice, this book, and the luck of the gods. There you go. And there's a Titan right there, or is that a god? Is it Zeus? Anyway, so what I just said, but better, is on the back, not the way I said it. Anyway, For Against Titans is based on For Against Darkness, which is a pencil and paper book game where you're going to be rolling dice and having encounters, trying to compete or against them, complete quests, and eventually win the game, so to speak. For Against Darkness also has leveling up, and you get better over time, but it's not a full involved or hardcore role-playing game. There's some elements of it. Another thing about For Against Darkness is it's kind of a dungeon delve, so you're actually mapping out the dungeon. At least the core game is that way, where you'll roll dice and it'll show you rooms that you need to add to your dungeon as you're evolving it over a course of play. This one I think is more encounter based, which harkens back to like For Against Old Ones, which wasn't map out something. There was a set encounters or set places you can go. And this has basically is Greece, as we look right there. So this is the world you're going to be living in, and this is where your encounters are going to be taking place. So let's take a quick look at this and see what is in store here. As I would like to say, or as I should say to start off, man, it's coffee time. If you're a fan of For Against Darkness or For Against the Old Ones or any of the other ones I might mention, For Against Fear, then you'll probably like this, especially if you're interested in Greek mythology. This is kind of a soft spot for me. I've always, since junior high and high school, I've always been interested in Greek mythology, and actually was was a dead language short of having a degree in classical studies. I had, I took, I did not, if I had taken Latin or Greek instead of the language I took, which I can't speak any more anyway, then I would have had enough credits to get yet a third degree in 4 years. So anyway, the third degree. So classical studies is something I've always been interested in. Of course, I focused a lot on some of the legal aspects because I knew I was going to probably go to law school. So I focused on certain aspects and of classical studies. But Greek mythology has always been something very, very interesting to me. In fact, I might actually do a playlist. I might come up with a mythology or myth playlist covering like Greek mythology and Norse mythology and some of the other. I'm trying to think of games and books that I've covered on that. I haven't covered quite a bit on that. Heck, Arthurian legends probably could fit into that as well. So anyway, I digress too much. You want to see what's in this book. So here's some of the stuff that's in this book here. Here's game terminology. And here are recruiting your heroes. Now your heroes, you're probably used to classes like fighters and rogues and stuff like that in For Against Darkness. Here you have Child of Aphrodite. So you are basically going to be your heroes are just start, at the beginning of the game, you start with a party of 4. I'm not sure if they're really saying that you are a true child of Aphrodite, but maybe you are. The Greek gods were, well, let's just say it this way, they got around. So, and this is your child of Apollo. So, and this is your different stats you're going to have. So it does have very much an RPG feel to it. You're going to have certain stuff that's different than the other characters. Child, let's see, here's God of Healing, God of Wine, Dionysus, Child of Hades, Lord of the Underworld. So everybody's going to have different stuff. So they have all the different it's interesting how they represented the different gods through the character base. So you're almost like, in a lot of games, like role-playing games, you would be kind of a cleric of them, but they say child of, so maybe you're actually the offspring of one of these gods. Here's leveling up. So I mentioned that there's some of the aspect of RPG in this and leveling, replacing dead heroes. I mean, again, you start with a party of 4, and that hence 4 Against Titans. You're going to be keeping that party, and you might have to replace people over time. But some players, some of their characters might get better and therefore easier to take on some of the challenges. Here's some of your the ovals and equipment. See right here. And then you have the encounters and monsters. I say monsters sometime because I grew up with the monsters, but my girls always correct me. It's monsters, Daddy. All right. So, and this just basically shows you the basics of the game. Again, this isn't a roll a map up as you go. This is moving around the map. So you're going to be moving around that map that's in the back, and you're going to be having encounters, and there's certain set encounters that will let you do certain things. Again, to me, this is more closer to 4 Against the old ones in that regard. I would imagine 4 Against Ragnarok, which I can't find a copy of. I like to get my hands on. I think I imagine that probably falls in the same vein, but I don't know. So anyway, so you've got some set stuff, and you've got like different encounters depending on your location, wilderness. Here's some of the monsters. Here's the Titans and strange islands. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. So this is all steeped in Greek mythology, and so all the different things that you're used to seeing in there at the different locations. And the like. So I picked this up because I like 4 Against Darkness and its different offshoots, and I like Greek mythology, so this was kind of a no-brainer for me. And here's some of the charts you have that you can use as well. Then of course there's that map. So anyway, this was kind of a no-brainer for me, and so I'm going to have fun getting into this and seeing what this is all about. And it's a little bit different than 4 Against Darkness. It's just not that random dungeon generator. So I kind of like the set encounters now. There's a chance that it could be a little samey because when you keep going to the same location and getting the same results. So we'll have to figure out how that plays out the more I get into this. Anyway, so that's what I have for you today on this Sanctuary Sunday. Why did I put it on Sanctuary Sunday? Well, this is the religion of ancient Greece right here. So this is a sanctuary, sanctimonious, sanctified type situation, something like that. But it's also coffee with Kilroy. So I hope you're enjoying your day. If you're watching this in the morning and enjoying a cup with me, thank you for stopping by. And if you're watching it at another time, I hope you're enjoying a beverage of your choice and having a good day or had a good day. Take care. Thanks for watching.